There is, in fact, a dialogue. What we just heard from Justine is, we seek to honor and respect, and we'll do our utmost to do so next Thursday and Friday at Teach to Reach. As you can see, we are 1 minute 25 seconds away from starting our partner coordination check-in, which today is not just about talk, but about action, because we are going to be showing you the Teach to Reach website, the partner logos, and the leaders, and especially announce and show you when and where partners and leaders like yourselves, those of you who've been working now for several months, you're with Teach to Reach as part helping to build Teach to Reach 10. The day has finally come. We are 1 week away, and we can't wait to see what we do together at Teach to Reach. So 40 seconds away. We have a lot to show you. Just before we even get started, we'll be sharing the full updated honor, what we call the honor roll of people who've contributed to dissemination, contributed to answering Teach to Reach questions, who've registered as organizations, and who've gone through all the different steps. We'll be sharing that in a more formal email after this session, but we have a lot to show you today, including probably one of the most important steps to actually make it to the Teach to Reach website, where the conference website where the conference will be happening. All right, a warm welcome to you from Geneva, Switzerland. I'm Reda Sadki. I'm here today with Charlotte Mbuh and María Fernanda Monzón. We together are the Teach to Reach trio. Does that sound right to you, Charlotte? Is that all right with you?
Thank you, Reda. That's all right, and it's a real pleasure to connect 1 week to Teach to Reach 10.
And Maria, what time is it in Corrientes, Argentina, where you have just, I believe, woken up? Let's be brutally honest.
No, I've been up. Don't worry. It's 8 a.m. So sun is just coming up. Beautiful day here in South America. We're good.
All right, and I'm wondering if there are other partners who are in the Americas. Please let us know. If so, we especially appreciate that you've gotten up early for this. And we are at D-7 until Teach to Reach 10 for the Anglophones, D-8 if you are Francophone. So we are 7 days away. And today is what we're calling the dress rehearsal, because we're actually going to show you, we get very, very practical about what's going to happen next Thursday. And just a quick update on the numbers. I think this number is something we show every time, and it goes up every time. 21,161. So if we were to put just a small fraction of that number in a room, in a conference hall, certainly there would be more applause than what you're hearing in our Zoom studio. And as we always say, we always repeat this, it is not about the relationship you have with the Geneva Learning Foundation. It is about the relationships, the networks that you form with each other. What you're seeing on screen is social networking analysis that was done a few years ago. There are two big nodes, two big clusters, because there are Anglophones and Francophones. Now, this is, of course, about Teach to Reach Connect. We're going to meet, network, and learn. And as you know, we always start with you. So we're starting with a very simple question. Don't forget to introduce yourself and tell us how many people will be attending from your organization. As you know, in the past, we invited you as individuals, but we launched this call to action to organizations. And I'm going to turn to Maria to help identify, tell us who we are going to hear from. And I see a number of hands raised and microphones ready to go. Over to you, Maria.
Thank you so much, Rita. So let's hear about, because I've allowed them to speak. Let's hear about who's joining from CHA. Is that correct? I'm allowing you to speak. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, it's great to be here. My name is Ruby Ross, founder of CHC Agritech Africa. We are revolutionizing microbiome technology for a better nutritional food for all in the communities in rural Africa. So I have with me, I have two more staffs that is attending from my organization today. And we're very excited to introduce the work of Teach to Reach and scale more to more communities so that we can have better food, more nutritional food for our women, our girls in the community. Great to be here. And I've been attending sessions, but some sessions I've been missing it, and we're trying to how to re-echo the sessions also in our team by attending to the recording sessions.
That's
great to hear.
Yep, that's a great way to do it. And indeed, we've been having, let me actually show you for those of you who may have missed them. We have what we're calling lightning chats. And if you go to our YouTube channel, you can see, you can hear from Reda Sadki on climate change in relation to maternal, newborn, and child health, Renzo Ginto about planetary health, Toko Elfikpuli on neglected tropical diseases. They are one of our partners. Now, my next question for CHC Agritech, if you can, yes, mute yourself. Okay, and I see Gifty was going to be next, but just to give you a sneak preview, if you haven't gone to our YouTube channel yet, I encourage you to do so. We're not promoting our channel, but we're really sharing the lightning chats that so many of you have already contributed to, but some of you may have missed. All right. So next question is, what sessions at Teach to Reach are you going to attend? And let's hear from Dr. Sunny James, or Christopher. Two people who've had their hands up. I'm going to lower all hands just so we know it's a new hand and not an old hand. Please go ahead and.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Reda. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, yeah, always glad being here with you. Well, I intend to attend all the sessions and with my team as well. Particularly with interest, I will have a particular interest in malaria. So because we also have to share experiences and the impact of climate change in malaria. And from Mbuh State in Southeast Nigeria, we will be rolling out a new project, the Immunization Plus Malaria Intervention, the impact project. So we'll be getting some insight on that project and how we want to engage, already engaging with the state actors, especially at policy levels. But I'm going to be playing very active role on the community activities. So getting the community people to adopt new behavioral changes and sustaining these changes, and using the media as well to intensify and amplify our voices. And I'm sure with this, what I intend to achieve my expectation is that in this fora, I'm going to be introducing the stakeholders and the community people who have access to internet about the Geneva Learning Foundation. I have been doing that remotely, but with this platform, as soon as this project is signed and comes on board, I will be using that to promote this program. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much indeed, Christopher. One more question for you. While you were speaking, I saw that you have answered one of the Teach to Reach questions about how is climate change hurting the health of your community. Can you tell us what you shared? Christopher, are you still
Sorry,
there?
beg your pardon?
Yeah, I'm asking. So I saw that you answered one Teach to Reach question on how is climate change hurting the health of your community. Can you very concisely, very quickly summarize what you shared and why you shared it?
Okay, yeah. Basically, I shared the impact of delayed rain in terms of nutritional values.
Yep.
As it also affects the lives and quality of life of pregnant women and their children, especially with persons living with HIV and AIDS and orphans and vulnerable children. We can see that with the delayed rain, it has actually affected the onset of farming season, and that is attributed to impact of climate change. And more importantly is that with this, persons who are living with HIV and vulnerable children and their caregivers are also affected because they don't have access to the right vegetables on time and minerals. So these affect their nutrition, and because they're already having immunosuppression, the impact of malaria will actually deplete their hemoglobin, and they will come down with anemia, and the impact of severe malaria and uncomplicated malaria will also be very, very devastating. So that's the summary or synopsis of what I've just shared.
Great. And Christopher, because you answered at least one Teach to Reach question, if you check your inbox, you'll see that you have an invitation that only those who have responded to a Teach to Reach question are receiving. And that is the invitation. You are being now invited to Teach to Reach as a guest of honor, meaning that we want to recognize and honor the contribution you have made, and that within the context of the specific topic that you shared on, so on malaria, we'll be inviting you to speak during the plenary session with all of the international partners and country partners present at Teach to Reach 10 next Thursday. So just want to, and I actually want to show you, and this is really the work done by Charlotte and Ian Steed and Ian Jones in our Insights unit. We, of course, asked you a lot of questions in the last few weeks. So what you will be soon receiving, and I'm going to give you a sneak preview, is for each of the questions of the themes that we asked you questions on, every Teach to Reach participant will receive the compilation of all of the experiences that were shared. And this is an incredible resource if you work in malaria or if you are concerned about malaria, to read through and see what experiences others have shared. This is what we mean by giving back, and I want to thank you together with the rest of the team. We really want to thank and honor you and all of the other contributors who have made these shared experiences possible. You can see here the one for malaria, and this is just a small fraction. I believe there are, this is knowledge in action. This is the power of sharing your experience with each other. You'll be feeling it next Thursday at Teach to Reach, but we wanted to give you a sneak preview. I also want to highlight that just this morning on the Gavi website, there is as of this morning, Gavi's Vaccines Work blog, Teach to Reach partner, is publishing a series of articles. And again, you will see here the experiences shared in a short summary article. So there is a lot. If you don't have time to go through all of the experiences, you can still benefit by reading some of these articles. We'll be sharing the links and so on with everyone at Teach to Reach as well. And we are doing really what we really want to feature, and we'll be honoring partners and leaders during Teach to Reach, before and after. Now, this is not the only article. If you remember, we asked you, how does learning make a difference? So let me show you the compendium here. So yeah, so if you go, you can see here that there is the same compendium of healthcare workers' perceptions and experiences of knowledge and learning. So again, we'll be giving back, and that was our promise to you, and that is what we'll be doing. Also, before I go any further, let me perhaps... we've also shared the honor roll of Teach to Reach 10 contributors as of 9th of June 2024. So you can see here, we explain why and how we recognize and honor contributors. And this is everyone who answered a Teach to Reach question. So a contributor is a very special word within the context of Teach to Reach. You can see the full list here, and as well as the number of contributions. Many people have done just one contribution, but you will see some people, I believe the record is around 30 contributions. That is absolutely amazing. And this is the heart of the learning process at Teach to Reach, is the sharing of experience. We'll be doing that live on Thursday. If any of you have questions or would like to respond to that and share your experience, please do so now. And because we have a lot more to share, given that today is the day we're going to reveal the final schedule, list of partners, and leaders at Teach to Reach 10. Charlotte, or I think Maria, are there any comments, questions? Let me have a look in the chat. Bring that up on screen before we go to the program. Maria, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thanks, Rita. So Ruby already introduced herself. She's the one who shared her social media. Thank you very much. A lot of are joining already. We heard from Justine. Hello, Samuel. There's no questions. I think we're good to go. There's everybody introducing themselves. A lot of great names that we've heard before. We have a couple of hands raised. If we have a minute or two, maybe we can go to them. Dr. Senny James had a hand raised for a while, but I think was unable to unmute. Yep. I'm asking you to unmute, Dr. Senny, if you can.
Let's also try to hear from people we haven't heard from before, and remember our rules of engagement for if a man has spoken, a woman should speak after.
Yes.
If a person from one country has spoken, it should be someone from a different country after that. So please go ahead and unmute. I also see Bishop Evaristo, who is.
I'm asking them to unmute. If you see on your screen that there's a little sign saying you can unmute.
Okay, Dr. Senny says he can't contribute because the network is very poor. Let's keep going, Maria, I think. And
okay, Bishop, can you unmute?
And there's also Nduka Ozor. Nduka, we really appreciate your participation. You've been in I believe, every lightning chat, including some that didn't actually, that we had to postpone. Apologies for that.
I'm asking Maddie Goretti also to unmute. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead. You can introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Maria Goretti from the University of Nairobi, Kenya. I'm just excited to share with you a research I did among those people who are displaced by heavy rainfall in Kenya 2 years ago. And I found that these people, especially women, were affected in the sense that they could not take their children for immunization as scheduled. They could also not, the pregnant mothers were also unable to attend antenatal clinic as scheduled. And those also on ARVs who forgot their medication when they were being evacuated were also unable to continue the same. So climate effects are real. And when we plan for the rescue, we should also take into account how such parents, such mothers, such children, and the people who are vulnerable, who are using ARVs, can be helped so that they stick to the drug adherence. Otherwise, thank you very much. I'm part of this great team.
Thank you, Mary Goretti. So some questions for you. We heard you on the issues that you're working on. I could not find a Teach to Reach question that came to which you responded. Can you tell us if you did in fact respond to any questions? Maybe I missed it.
No, I did not pen in my work, but I said if I given the opportunity, I'll share with you what I did, the research I conducted among the people who are displaced.
Okay.
Because of floods, yes.
Okay. All right, I appreciate that. Okay, yeah. So we do expect and we do invite and encourage those of you who are leaders in Teach to Reach through your participation and through your organization's participation to answer to lead by example by answering at least one Teach to Reach question. Now, before the big reveal, we're going to share the which is the lightning chats. There is now a link to subscribe to the calendar. So if Maria or Charlotte are able to, if you're able to post that, if you haven't already. Usually Charlotte does it before I have a chance to ask her to do it. All right, I don't see it. Okay, so I'm going to post it myself. So this is very important. Let me show you what happens when you go to this link. All right? And so when you go to this link, what you'll see is this. You'll see that there are currently five upcoming events. And of course, there's 3 steps to join Teach to Reach, but what we're interested in is here. Here you can see the latest, most up-to-date calendar for the upcoming events. So you can see that tomorrow we have 3 lightning chats. So these are unique occasions to connect with global leaders, not just to listen to them, but to ask them questions and to share your experience, and they will respond. Maria Nera leads the climate and health agenda at the World Health Organization. David Akpan is our esteemed partner from eHealth Africa for this Teach to Reach. Kate O'Brien from the World Health Organization leads immunization at the headquarters. So these are unique opportunities for Teach to Reach participants to meet these individuals, and the way to connect with them is to come to the lightning chat. You can see, so when you click, say, on the one from Maria Nera, you have an option here to add to your calendar. You choose the kind of calendar you use. For me, it's Apple, but if you're using Outlook, you would choose Outlook. If you're on Google, if you have a Gmail, use that. I think Google is probably the most popular email amongst Teach to Reach participants. So you can see it goes right to your Google Calendar, and you can add it and get a reminder so you don't miss it. And this is the invitation to join us in the Zoom studio. So this this calendar list is in fact quite your key to access these lightning chats so that you can directly engage with these global leaders for health, climate, immunization, digital health, and other topics. And we already have available now, as you can see, these lightning chats with Toko, Renzo Ginto on planetary health, Revati Falki on climate change and maternal, newborn, and child health. And these are some of the key global level people who are engaging on climate and health, helping to shape the agenda, and they're taking their time out to come and listen and learn from you. So if you want to seize that opportunity for yourself, for your organization, add to your calendar the upcoming events, the upcoming lightning chats, and there are 3 tomorrow. There will be more after Teach to Reach. Maria Nera, who leads WHO's climate change and health, Kate O'Brien on climate change and immunization, David Akpan, our Teach to Reach partner from eHealth Africa, together with EHA Clinics on digital health, and then Lucio Ebain, who's actually the Geneva Learning Foundation's climate change and health fellow, who will be talking to him about decolonization of global health. So I think that's what we've got so far. As you know, we showed you this in the very first time, the conference and networking platform. So the English sessions are on Thursday. Friday will be for the francophones. Don't get confused if you see a message in French. Don't panic. And now, for those, if you haven't learned this word yet, it is Ring Central. And Maria, what is Ring Central exactly?
Well, Ring Central is our platform. This is where we're going to meet in 7 days from now, but please feel free to start looking into it. This is what will allow us to have our plenary sessions, our networking. This is where everybody is going to come together in just 7 days to talk about the challenges that we're facing, whether it is climate change and health, immunizations, neglected tropical diseases. This is our platform.
Wonderful. Thanks, Maria. And Maria knows because she's the one working to make sure that the platform is doing what we needed to. Now, you know that now, if any of you have not seen or do not recognize this page, this is very important. If you haven't, for example, I was surprised to hear one person who said they hadn't answered any Teach to Reach questions, Mary Goretti. And it may be because she's not receiving the questions, because if you haven't requested your invitation from this page, you may not be receiving the questions. So it's as simple as this. Just put in your name and email. Don't put in mine. Request your invitation. You'll then be asked to verify that you do want to receive emails from us. And that is how you get into Teach to Reach. But actually where Teach to Reach is going to happen next Thursday is on, as Maria just said, on Ring Central. And this, you're looking at Ring Central now. So if you haven't seen this yet, please type no into the chat. And we're going to see if there is anyone who is okay, Sabakan. Okay, Sabakan. Fatima. Okay. So, okay, and Fred, so this, if you're not on this platform, you're going to miss Teach to Reach. And obviously, if you've made the effort to come to attend this partner coordination check-in, there's obvious interest and we wouldn't want you to miss it. And it's true that there are a lot of emails. Are there others who have not seen it? Please let us know. So Mercury, Shatindo, Fatima. So we're going to give you the link right now, and we're going to walk through the steps to actually register. With these digital systems, it can be very difficult to keep track of exactly where you're supposed to click, what you're supposed to do, and when. So that's what I'm going to be taking a few minutes to show you before. And this is how we're going to show you the schedule, what's actually going to happen when at Teach to Reach. So register here on Ring Central. So here. So what all you need to do for Saba, Fatima, Fred, Mercury, Fatima, Titus, Mukhtar is to click on this and then follow the steps with me, because I'm going to do it. So first of all, what's on this? Let me see if we can find a little bit of... there we go. A little bit of something from Maria from Argentina.
Thank you.
All right. So once you're on this link, what can you do? You can only get so far without registration. So first of all, you can see who are the sponsors and partners, who is supporting Teach to Reach. So we can go look at that. We're going to start there. And this is actually a big deal because many of your organizations who met a number of requirements, and to avoid anything equivocal, we're going to try to share as clearly as possible what has happened, what has been the process for speaker and or actually leader and logo selection. So yes, so that's a featured leader because you're all leaders, but the leaders we're featuring. So first of all, you must have attended the partner briefings or documented viewing through the recordings. You gave feedback on sharing the Teach to Reach invitation through the dissemination register. You agreed to have the name and logo of the organization displayed on the Teach to Reach platform. You provided a suitable profile photo, and you submitted your organization's logo following the correct specifications. So if you remember, these were the requirements initially, and these are the requirements that have been applied. Now, here are the partners. So we have Immunization Agenda 2030, which is a kind of umbrella under which all our immunization activities happen. Wazoku has been a longtime supporter of the Geneva Learning Foundation as a commercial British company startup that helped us build the Ideas Engine. We're working with UNICEF to launch the first Nigeria Movement for Immunization Agenda 2030 collaborative. And so we're very proud to be announcing that, and we'll be actually launching this collaborative at Teach to Reach next Thursday. So if you are from Nigeria, whether or not you work every day in immunization, this is likely to be of interest to you, given that there are 4 million children in Nigeria who are not protected in the way that they could be from vaccine preventable diseases. DevX is our media partner. And then we have from Gavi the Zero Dose Learning Hub and the Vaccines Work blog. So that's those are some of the first partners of Teach to Reach and longtime supporters for both Gavi and UNICEF. And then we have eHealth Africa, EHA Clinics, Uniting to Combat Neglected Tropical Diseases, USAID, Save the Children, Data.org, JICA, Bridges to Development, the CAPEV. And then, Maria, I'm going to leave it to you to give us an overview of who are the organizations whose logos are being shown here. You can, of course, go to the website yourself and follow the links. So if I want to know about Amana Sickle Cell Foundation, you can go here and find out about this Teach to Reach partner. But Maria, what would you like to tell us about which organizations are? What would you like to tell us about the organizations that are on this list? And I'm going to scroll through it as we listen to you.
Yeah, well, thank you, Rita. The thing is, it's overwhelming how many of you have taken the time to complete the partnership forms and everything that you just mentioned. It's a lot. So I'm just gonna go through a lot of them. We're having organizations from, of course, different countries. We have them all here, both languages, in English and in French. So you can
how many
see
countries?
the support.
How many countries and what kinds of sectors are represented? Is it all health? Are there other issues? Tell us, give us a picture of who's...
It's not only health. So we have a lot of other, because our focus this time is also on climate change and not only focusing on health. So we have a lot of them focusing on immunizations, but a lot of them on more environmental issues. So we have a lot of ministries of health and different parts of the ministries and local levels, not only some logos you will see from ministries, but others from local organizations. We have a lot of civil society organizations that are here, community empowerment networks. We have different initiatives, some that the same CEOs have signed up, some that are from volunteers working there, or from people that are just working in their own districts. We have we have a lot of them. It's very overwhelming. So we can go through.
So this is the outcome of this process of the partner coordination check-ins and the various follow-up and action. So I think we do want to celebrate this, because this is 7 days away from Teach to Reach. Now there are more partners that we're going to be adding. There is perhaps if Maria will allow it, there might be a way for you to catch up if you somehow missed one of the requirements. But there is an amazing list of partners, and we want to congratulate all of you for being Teach to Reach partners. And we're looking forward to the difference that the partnership can make for Teach to Reach participants, as well as for partners themselves. All right, and Nduka Ozor, Maria, what would you say to Nduka Ozor, who's not sure he got the link to add his organization's logo? I am pretty sure he's been a very, very diligent participant, Nduka, and we really appreciate that. What would you say to him? What should he do then?
You can send me an email. I'm putting my email in the chat, and we can look if there's any particular reason. Sometimes the files that you sent were, they had some kind of mistake and we wouldn't be able to open them. And that could have been the reason if you already did everything. But please feel free to contact me. That's my email in the chat, and I'll look into a thing. And if that's the case, we will call you back. But that's mostly it. And you do need to have put in the form that you are authorized. Because if you said no to that, then we cannot move forward. That's another thing to take into account.
Right. Thanks, Maria. And what I want to say is that, we said that we were welcoming you into the Teach to Reach family. We really mean that. In practice, if any of you are feeling like you're saying, well, how come my logo isn't here? I've done everything they asked. This doesn't seem fair. Don't panic. We want you to be a Teach to Reach partner. We have, of course, we announced the criteria and we've stuck to them, but we're always, Maria just gave her email. If any of you has these issues, and check your spam, because if our emails are going to spam, you're going to miss a lot of these opportunities. Unfortunately, in the digital medium, that's what it takes. If you don't look at your spam, you're going to miss it. This morning, an urgent message went out to many Teach to Reach participants who have not completed their registration for Teach to Reach 10. That's actually what I'm going to do. So for those of you who had never seen the this Ring Central website, you're in that group. So look for this email. It says, urgent, complete your registration for Teach to Reach 10. And here are the steps. It's very simple. I'm going to actually demonstrate them to you. We're pleased to share the schedule and partners. So that's what we're actually doing with you now. But you do need to register on the conference website, or else you're going to miss Teach to Reach. So the conference website, let me know if you haven't seen this email. Type no into the chat, because then that means either it's going to spam, or you need to go back to this page to request your invitation. So if you haven't requested your invitation, if you never, for some of you came in through social media, and so you never requested your invitation, you need to do that now, or else you've already missed out on most, if not all, of the Teach to Reach questions. And then here are the steps that you need to take. Now there is a tutorial, And I suggest, let me see if this can work. Actually, we've never done this. Let me get myself out of the way. A warm welcome to the Teach to Reach family. I'm going to show you the 3 essential steps you must complete in order to get the full benefit of meeting, networking, and learning with fellow health professionals. Now, it all starts on the Teach to Reach page, and you can see here, you scroll down to request your invitation. Here, you share your details. So put in your own name. I'm going to put in mine. And then click on request your invitation. If it's the first time you're requesting information, you'll need to first accept, click on the secure link to receive information from the Geneva Learning Foundation. You'll find this on your email. So if I go to my email now, I can see here that I have new messages from T2R, that's Teach to Reach. And the first one is how to access Teach to Reach. And so you need to click to get access. And here we're going to show you what this looks like and the practical steps to actually register on the Ring Central website. This is a service that is giving us the conference platform where you'll be able to meet, network, and learn. So on this page, you can do many different things, but I'm only going to focus on the critical step of registration. Click on register. And now you'll see this screen loads and you have a number of options on the left. If you are an English-speaking country-based health professional, you just need to click on the first option at the top. You can ignore all the others. If you are bilingual and you're interested in connecting and learning with Francophones, this is the option for you. But most of you will choose this very first option. So once it's gray here, you click on continue. You're asked again for your first name, last name, and the email here. Click on register. It will do some processing and then thank you for registering. The important message here is that we sent a confirmation email to the following registrants. Now, we encourage you to share on LinkedIn so you can share the fact that you're participating in Teach to Reach. But the next step also happens on email. And this is where you now see a new message. This one is from Ring Central. And if you scroll down here, you'll want to, it says, thank you for registering to Teach to Reach. The key place, the open sesame that will allow you to enter the event and participate in it is actually at the bottom of this email where you need to click on enter event. So let's try that. If your pop-up windows are blocked, you'll need to activate them as I just did. Here now it is authenticating, and the first thing you'll be asked to do is to complete your profile. So I will put in mine. You can put a bio about you, your company, and then add your social profile. So I'm going to do that. So you'll need to, for example, go to LinkedIn and copy your LinkedIn profile. Go to Twitter. If you don't have those things, then don't worry about it. And then we will save. If you're really in a hurry, you can skip. But because this is really about making connections, I would suggest even uploading your photo and so on. You now click on save. And there you're in. The only thing I haven't done here, which I recommend you do, is actually upload the photo. What can you do here? The event is starting in 1 week. So actually, what you can do at this stage, you can see that the sessions are turned off, but you can see already some people have left messages. So please do introduce yourselves. So this is Reda Sadki recording a tutorial for Teach to Reach participants. And here, what you can do is consult the schedule. So you can see here, June 20th, all the sessions are in English. June 21st, all the sessions are in French. So don't get confused. If you look at June 21st and suddenly you start seeing things in a different language, don't worry about it. Here, you can see that there are, you can choose items from the schedule and download the calendar invite. So you can add specific sessions to your calendar. You can also add to your own agenda by clicking on add to my agenda here. And you can go through here. And then once you've added to your agenda, the sessions that you've selected, actually I selected a French session here, show up in my agenda. And you can see also which sessions you're going to prioritize. Now for the event, you also have access to the People tab. So this will show you who is participating in the conference. So if I'm interested in connecting with Jonas Kabeya, now Jonas hasn't filled in their profile, but I can invite him to video call, schedule a meeting, or send a message. Of course, I would recommend sending a message first before you start scheduling meetings or inviting to video calls. The part I can show you is the speed networking, and this is the heart and soul of Teach to Reach. It's the best part, and I don't want you to miss it. When you click on Join Now, of course, this is being recorded before the event, so there's no one on now, but if you click on Join, it will ask you for to confirm your audio and video settings, right? Let me see if I can do better than this. No. So, yeah. And apply to selection. So you'll select your webcam and your microphone. We recommend in general turning off the webcam, and then you will connect, and you'll be connected with someone else in the conference. You'll have 5 minutes to start the discussion, and you can extend the time if you want more time. So that is the heart and soul. You'll see the stage and the sessions. We'll be showing those off during the warm-up and tutorial that we'll be doing before we open Teach to Reach. So there you go. That's how you get into Teach to Reach. This is how you fully participate. Now, if you are a guest of honor or partner, you may be invited to the Zoom studio, and that is a different option. Of course, the Zoom studio is not on this Ring Central website, but you will use a special Zoom link for those cases. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you haven't received any invitations that mention the Zoom studio, then you can safely ignore what I just said. But the main place, the best place to participate in Teach to Reach is on this ringcentral.com website. And I've just shown you the 3 critical steps that you need to go through to fully participate. We're more than halfway through this dress rehearsal. So we wanted to make sure that you have all of the information to fully participate in Teach to Reach. And we're not done, because there's now the heart, let's say the content of Teach to Reach is actually, of course, the schedule. What exactly are we going to be doing and when? So once you've looked at the partners, and as Maria said, it's a long list, you have here the schedule. So first of all, be careful. There are 2 dates. So June 20th and June 21st. And so you can see here that now what's interesting is that the platform will show you the times in your time zone. So for me in Geneva, Switzerland, it is 9 a.m. that we're starting what we call the warm-up. Let me see if I can actually, okay. Let me just see if I can make this full screen without, not quite. Okay, so so here we have the warm-up. Just see if I can make it bigger for everyone. Whoops. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. All right. Here. All right. I won't try to do that again. So here we have the warm up for Teach to Reach. So of course you see your hosts. That's Charlotte, Maria, and myself. Now. And so this is if you want to meet participants in the plenary room. We're going to answer all your questions about the event. So if you've been to Teach to Reach before, maybe you can skip this one, but it's also a nice way to get to know people that you'll be meeting in the networking later. Next is a tutorial really for first-timers, especially who who are joining Teach to Reach for the first time. After that, and this is what we're really pleased to introduce and share with you, is the Local Leaders and Partners Forum. So this is where we'll be inviting local leaders and partners to introduce themselves and connect with each other. Now you may say, why only 30 minutes? Because remember that Teach to Reach is a networking event. So it is not about sitting in a Zoom room and listening to somebody introduce themselves. It is about pressing on that button to network and connecting with another leader in the room and having a one-to-one conversation with them. That is where we encourage you to spend the most time. And the 30-minute here is to explain that and to kick off the process, the networking process. So that'll be at 9:30 Geneva time. Again, I won't say any more times because the times are going to be different depending on where you are in the world. And there are, of course, people everywhere in the world. Now, what I would encourage you not to miss is the opening ceremony. So that is at 10 o'clock in the morning. And we'll have the presentation of the full program. And you can see there are all these items that on the agenda. So women who deliver vaccines, the self-organization organized collective of women who work in vaccination, will be speaking on climate and immunization. So it'll be a very short speech, because remember, the focus of Teach to Reach is not making speeches or presentations. It is sharing experience with each other. Next, we'll be presenting the HPV vaccination handbook, the Nigeria Immunization Collaborative launch. So there'll be quite a bit on immunization, but we'll also review all the themes and what we learned from Teach to Reach, and we'll be presenting the latest iteration of the Manifesto for Global Health, and this focus on how we learn in global health. So then we get to climate change and health. And that is it, with a number of guides on this side. So global partners, global experts, global technical advisors will be coming in, not to present again, but to listen to you. So there'll be Maria Nera, and then also through their lightning chats, Renzo, Rivati, Kate, Toko will be there for Teach to Reach 10. Now, after that, so we spend again time in the plenary room to get to know each other, hear some initial experiences shared. But then what we do is go to networking. And this is where, if you're the leader of an organization that is now a Teach to Reach partner, we invite you to network with, and you are going to meet other Teach to Reach partners, other organizations, and you'll be able to discuss with them in private meetings, share your contact details, and all kinds of things can come out of networking. It's actually more powerful in so many ways than sitting in a room listening to, such as today, but we have a practical purpose today, listening to somebody talk. Then we have a partner showcase, so uniting to combat NTDs. So for those of you who attended the lightning chat with Toko, she's the executive director of Uniting to Combat NTDs Secretariat. The partner showcase will focus not on what Toko has to say, but on what you have to say about neglected tropical diseases. The same with a special session on malaria. We're about to announce, we still cannot announce our malaria partner, but we hope we will. We should be able to by the end of this week or early next week. When we do, we hope you'll be pleasantly surprised by who is going to be our malaria partner for this Teach to Reach. And this will be another partner showcase with a discussion on malaria, especially in relation to climate and health, but especially in relation to the impact it has on you as health workers and on the communities that you serve. So that is what I've shared so far. You can see we're up to 1:30 in the afternoon. Now, of course, for those of you who have limited time, you can say, well, I actually just want to attend 1 or 2 sessions. But I would say that because the networking, you don't know who you're going to meet. And the whole point of Teach to Reach is maybe you focus on neglected tropical diseases, but you meet someone who works in immunization who's going to say, well, actually, there is something we could do together. There is some partnership between our organizations, or there is something that we can learn from each other. That is really the value of Teach to Reach. Maria, I'm going to stop here. Are there comments or questions at this stage in the chat room, or raised hands for those who'd like to?
No questions. There's nothing in the chat, but we encourage. This is the time where you can ask, and if you have doubts or anything, please try to go as soon as possible into Ring Central, get acquainted with it, and ask if you have any questions. I'm going to type, just in case, my WhatsApp number, and you can ask me directly if you have anything else. Great.
Thanks, Maria. All right. So we're up to 1:30 p.m. Geneva. And there we'll be welcoming eHealth Africa and EHA Clinics, so two important partners for Teach to Reach, because they work on digital health. And if you think about it, what we do at Teach to Reach is digital health. It's a way of using digital technologies to support health, but of course, health workers learning from each other. eHealth Africa does much more than that, and we'll be coming to the stage, so the main plenary, for a Q&A, and then we'll hear some of the experiences that you shared in response to questions we asked you about digital solutions, and they'll be focusing on routine immunization challenges in Nigeria. In this one, we'll be welcoming the Abdul Hamid Yahaya and David Akpan. We also have a lightning chat with David Akpan. Now, this gets us up to 2 o'clock, and there we'll be splitting up for the first time. Some of you will leave the plenary and go into the workshop. So this is a different area of Ring Central. We'll explain how it works during Teach to Reach. But this, you'll be, if you're interested in integration of PHC into vaccination strategies, again, we'll recommend that you attend this workshop. Or you can go to Network on Climate Change and Health. And this is as well as neglected tropical diseases and malaria. We're going to have to update the descriptions of the networking session. But ultimately, we trust you to share your experience in the networking sessions. We're not going to hold your hand. We're not going to babysit you. We trust that as working professionals meeting other working professionals, you will find topics to talk about, things that you share and experiences to share where you can help one another. So that is a 1 hour long networking session. That gets us up to 3 p.m. and that is where we'll be going into the celebration of 50 years of EPI. So EPI is the expanded program on immunization. Since its creation, EPI has saved the lives of 154 million children, and that is why that is certainly worth celebrating. It's a demonstration of what, as humans, we can do, what's humanly possible, and you'll find that in the Teach to Reach program. So, of course, we'll be welcoming Kate O'Brien for a lightning chat on Friday, so that's tomorrow. And then Zunera Gilani will be with us at Teach to Reach. We'll have really a showcase. We're inviting national EPI leaders. There's a number of EPI national teams that are Teach to Reach partners, and so we'll be inviting them to present their biggest challenge and also their biggest, their most significant achievement. We'll be launching the Nigeria Immunization Collaborative. We'll be celebrating, really inviting all of you to share your experience of what you've done in immunization, what difference it's made in the lives of the communities that you serve. So that gets us up to 4 p.m. and we're almost done with the day, and I hope you're still following along with me, that you're not checking your phones or have moved to multitasking, because this is the Teach to Reach program and you are very much a part of it, starting right with the opening when we do the partner and the partner and leaders forum. You will be at the heart of the Leaders Forum on the morning of Thursday morning in Geneva. And at 4 p.m., there will be another eHealth Africa EHA Clinics workshop. This one will be on neglected needs of women's health. And then we'll finish the day with another full hour of networking. Again, this is the heart and soul of what we call Teach to Reach Connect. But now we just say it's the 10th one, so we just say Teach to Reach. So that is the program. Now, when it comes to, now this is actually incorrect. It is not speakers as such in the way you usually have speakers who will present their slides, and then, because that is not what Teach to Reach is about, but the platform technology doesn't allow us to change that. What it should say is guides and leaders. And can you tell us, Maria, who is on this list? We recognize some of the names of the global partners, such as Renzo, Rivati, Maria, Toko. But as we scroll down, we're going to see the names of who exactly.
Okay, and going down, here is where a lot of you, here we see Justine, for example, that has shared earlier. So people that are here are those who, Reda said before, have told us that they have disseminated about the event, that they participated in the partnership meetings, that you completed the form and you said that we had permission to share, and you have a profile picture. And a lot of you in there are also those of you who said and prepared and gave full information about the workshops. So this is the latest list. I know that lists change every minute because you're still completing, some of you are still completing the partnership forms, and we thank you for that, and we will keep on adding your names. But so far, this is all of you who we welcome, and we honor you, and we thank you for taking the time to send all this. And about the workshops, we will give you news on that for next Teach to Reach.
Thank you, Maria. So again, Teach to Reach is about you. It's not about some global experts coming to tell you what you should do or what we know at the global level. It's really about your experience, recognizing it, valuing it, and figuring out how to turn it into practical action. And individuals, health workers at the individual level have been at the heart of the first 9 Teach to Reaches. This is the first time that we've invited you as organizational leaders. And we really, truly value the partnership of your organizations. We're looking forward to see how many members, staff, volunteers, community members you bring to Teach to Reach with you. That's really the more, the better. The more we will learn, the more participants, the more we will learn. 21,161 may sound impressive. I think we're almost more than 1,300 experiences shared as well. And if you made a contribution by responding to a Teach to Reach question, you have just received an invitation to be amongst our guests of honor next Thursday for Anglophones and next Friday for now there are a number of guests of honor. I don't know if we'll be able to get them all on the platform, but that'll be up to Maria to tell us. And then one word about what Maria said about the workshops. In fact, we have been so impressed with the level of response to this call for partners and with this amazing dynamic that you have created that has led thousands more health professionals to join Teach to Reach 10 for the first time, and also professionals who don't work in health but who are also interested in learning, listening and learning and working with the health community. That is absolutely amazing, and we want to honor that. So we're actually thinking that rather than trying to put in a few workshops with your organizations, with the partners, as Maria said, instead we want to fully honor and recognize the work of your organizations and create this space for you to have more than just a workshop. And we're hoping to make some very exciting announcements for the next Teach to Reach 11 for you and the other organizations that are participating, that continue to participate, to contribute, to be really center stage at the next Teach to Reach. So that is very much what we are hoping for. And I believe that's it. We're at 6 minutes before time. I'm just checking the clock here and turning to Maria to see. It would be great to end with hearing from some of you who have never spoken in one of these sessions. I think we've heard from more men than women, so if we can turn that around, inviting you to talk. And Charlotte, if you'd like, Maria, this had to happen. If you'd like to tell us.
Thanks. I'm asking Antonia Nubia to unmute. If you want to share with us, introduce yourself.
There is Suzanne Adina that's unmuted already.
All right, Suzanne Adina, go ahead. After hearing all this, what are you thinking, Suzanne? Oh, looks like Suzanne is not able to speak.
Okay, I'm asking Antonia if you're there. We also have Lissy Igbin asking you to unmute too.
Greetings, everyone from Lissy Igbin. I hope you bring. Coincidentally, I'm in another meeting, so
I see, Lizzie. Okay, thank you, but we're glad to see you in Teach to Reach and look forward to your participation. Suzanne Adina, are you able to speak now? All right, let's again, we'd love to hear and close. We open with your voices. We'd love to close with them as well. If you're able to speak, please let us know.
I'm asking Rebecca Bello also to unmute if you're there.
All right.
Beatrice Isibo.
We've heard from a number of men. We'd love to hear from one or more women before we close.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm so grateful to be in this. I've been participating in all the video, the Zoom, except I'm not a frontline worker, but my organization does work on that, and I have the workers who do that. But I'm passionate about what we are learning and what we have learned so far. It's so grateful. I've told my friends, I've told my workmates, and we always discuss about this. And the experience I'm hearing from others is so similar with what we have down in the ground when we go and meet the community in the ground. I'm happy about it. And I'm really learning a lot. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, we have 3 minutes remaining. I'd like to invite you, those of you who have not done this yet, to do a practical exercise. If you are on LinkedIn, I'm going to give you the links, just a couple of links that you can share. Right now, surprisingly, despite having over 21,000 people registered, we've seen very little activity on social media. There have been maybe, when we asked you as organizational leaders to share, we have maybe 10, 15, maximum 20 likes and maybe 3 to 5 reposts. So we've been fortunate that the rest of the campaign that we lead has been successful to bring thousands of new participants to Teach to Reach, but we still very much need your help. And so I'm going to show you, for example, also here we have a contribution from Habinda Douglas, who responded to a Teach to Reach question. And let me just, and you can see he's a health specialist working for the Ministry of Health in Shambishi, Kalulushi district in Zambia. And here's what he said in the experience that he shared about how climate change is impacting the health on the community. So, is this story worth sharing for you with people in your organization? Take the time to read it. I'm going to share the link now, and you can click and if you find this story to be worthy of sharing, you can see right now, this is a remarkable story that was shared this morning. So far, not even one person has liked it. So what does that mean when we say we want to listen and learn from health workers? I just want to say that you are, of course, very much welcome and encouraged to participate in Teach to Reach, even if you don't work in the local community. We have over 1,000 national level leaders who are participating in Teach to Reach. And yes, absolutely, Dr. Jaya Sridhar, you can share climate health stories by journalist grantees. But I'd like to encourage you. So let me reload the page and see if anyone in this room has actually now done it. Let's see if, okay, there's still 0 likes and the 1 comment is from us. So I'd like to encourage you to just look in the chat and you can see that, here. And you can see I've posted the LinkedIn link. And if you go there, and this is just, if you believe this story is worth sharing, then I would invite you, encourage you to share it, to go ahead, not just like it, but also repost it on your own thread. So what exactly did Habinda Douglas say? And this is also part of peer learning. By sharing with colleagues, you're not only telling them, good, you want to come to Teach to Reach, but you're showing them the power of peer learning. This story, on top of the poor water, sanitation, and hygiene infrastructure, lack of safe water and sanitation, my community, highly dependent on shallow water well and streams, is severely hit by the effects of climate change. Now, is this something that others should know, should be reading, should be learning from, whether they are health workers or not, about how things are changing, most likely due to climate change and other contributing factors? And so I'm going to reload one last time, and I hope at least one person has liked it or shared. Okay, Maria has, and there is one other, Faraja, Andrew, Charles Caroline, Azine Raphael, Fatima Zara, Abubakar, Otaru, and Ozor Nduka. So thank you all. This is a spirit of Teach to Reach, and this is what we need in terms of support from organizational leaders. Of course, are showcasing you and your leadership as individuals, but if there are, your organizations represent a real force in civil society, and this is why we're inviting you to contribute in this way. I think that's it for today. We're now over time. Sorry about that. And we've got 1 week to go. Do take the time to read the emails. Charlotte, what are your thoughts? What are you feeling? This is technically speaking, your 11th Teach to Reach. What are you feeling right now?
I think the energy is ever increasing, Reda. The experiences are more and more rich and compelling, and I can just feel more commitment. And I am so happy that we are having many new participants join the Teach to Reach family. I can't wait for next Thursday, a whole day of networking, group networking, as well as one-to-one networking. So looking forward to that and looking forward to connecting with you soon.